Everybody, let's squeeze in if you can. There's a few more people still outside. There's a couple of chairs up front. I'm not going to sit down so you can have mine. I'm going to try not to make that thing whistle. I know we had a change in venue because of the nice weather. They rolled in, so you gotta love Maryland weather, don't you?
All right, you're fine.
There's a few chairs in the front over here, I think. A couple in the rows there. We kind of shuffle that way a little bit. Just don't want to leave anybody out. Okay. Well, thank you all very, very much for coming. I know this is an easy thing for any of us to do, but we're going to do the best we can to get through this. On behalf of the Bauer family, I would like to welcome everyone here, each and every one of you, to celebrate the life of Jackie Bauer. I would like to start out with a moment of silence for not only Jackie, but for all those loved ones that we have recently lost. And once again, thanks everybody for being here. We're here today to celebrate the life that has been taken away from us all way too soon. I've had the privilege of knowing Ricky, Leslie, Danielle, Andy, and Jackie for 15 to 20 years. Sometimes it seems longer, but they were farming on the Donald Morrison farm in Dayton behind Clyde Brown's farm, and that's where they still are today. I often tease Ricky that the first time I was back on the Morrison farm, before Ricky was there, I could look right through the barn, sideways. You know, the place needed a little bit of work. So it had a good family working there. So Ricky and Leslie have made a lot of improvements over the years. As Danielle, Andy, and Jackie grew, the farm seemed to beam with pride as they all worked together to get their hogs taken care of, put crops in, and take care of the small cattle operation. They repaired that old barn, as well as adding grain bins and other new buildings. While running the farm operation, Ricky served on several boards: the FSA board, Maryland Grain Producers, Ag Land Preservation, and I'm guessing there were a few more. Leslie worked to raise the family, as well as having a full-time job in the insurance industry. She is also the current secretary of the Howard County Farm Bureau, that I can personally say she does a great job at. Danielle is employed by Thompson Ag Consulting, where she works with a variety of groups like the Maryland Grain Producers and the Maryland Pork Producers, as well as others. She's a graduate of the University of West Virginia and a former Miss Howard County Farm Bureau, and she worked several years for us. And she even owned a horse for a while, much to Ricky's chagrin. Andy was the one that started working for us many years ago during the hay season. He's a quick learner. He was operating tractors before most of our other workers. He showed pigs at both the county and state level. He recently graduated from the University of Maryland, and he's now employed by Willard's and is starting to run a spray rig. We still get him back afternoons to help unload hay, and to rake and Ted as well. He's a natural at it. So we've always enjoyed having all those kids there. Jackie, for us, worked for us for many years, as well as always, she was always eager to learn. She would ask questions all the time, and I was never sure if she needed an answer or a second opinion. It's just her nature to do those kind of things. And her greatest gift to me was her taking a job at John Deere. That was one more tease for Ricky. We all know nothing runs like a deer. As the years went by, we used to call all the 3 kids our Christmas elves. They would all stop by on Christmas morning to help with stalls, so that we could all get done early and have more time with family and friends. They are farm kids, and that's what you do. You help out. And those 3 always wanted to help. So I know we all wish Jackie could be here today to celebrate her life with us. But God must have needed a helper in heaven, and he certainly got a good one. We may never understand the whys about losing Jackie. God has the whole picture, and we have to believe everything happens for a reason. We all may play what we think are very small parts in the game of life, and we may think we don't matter, but in reality, we all matter more than we realize. A while back, 15, 20 years, I lost a close friend to cancer at a relatively young age, and that was Charlie Zepp. Had we not lost him when we did, I may have never met Ricky, Leslie, and the family. And as hard as it was to lose my friend Charlie, I don't want to think what my life would be without Ricky, Leslie, and Andy, and for a short time, Jackie. And I know my life and a lot of yours are richer because of knowing this family. As we heal from this loss, we need to help each other see the great things Jackie has done, remember her smile, and go forward from here knowing we need each other. Life will get better, and we all will smile when we remember that wonderful kid named Jackie. So at this time, I'm going to ask Kim Brock, who's the farm manager at Oklahoma State University, to say a few words.
For those of you that know me, you wouldn't think I'd need to get it written down to be able to talk a lot on a microphone. And not too many of you know me that well, but a few of you do. But I've got to have this written down and just hope I can get through it, okay? And with that, I first met Jackie when she was probably 6 or 7 years old while I was judging at the Maryland State Fair. Jackie's dad, Ricky, was the swine superintendent for the state fair. After meeting the Bauer family, they purchased Yorkshires from the Oklahoma State swine herd, which I was in charge at the time, during Jackie and her brother and sister's 4-H years. On a return visit to the Maryland State Fair during Jackie's high school years, she and her parents started asking questions about Oklahoma State University. As Jackie was considering her college career, she was then a high school student. I don't know how many times I've been back to the Maryland State Fair, but a few times through the years. I told them to plan a recruiting trip to OSU, and I'd be glad to show them around. I, however, reminded them that Oklahoma was a long ways from Maryland, and I assured them that if Jackie visited Oklahoma State University, she would love it and want to attend. Jackie and her mother came on a recruiting trip her senior year. I showed them Oklahoma State University and especially our animal science facilities, and she immediately fell in love with Oklahoma State University and became a part of America's brightest orange. That's what we refer to our orange as at Oklahoma State. Jackie loved Oklahoma State the swine industry that she grew up with and served a strong leadership role with Team Purebred as which is a national swine youth organization. She was a great kid that also loved my grandkids when they came by to see me. I remember her helping my 11-year-old granddaughter with her science project because, of course, she was better on the computers than I was. Jackie has worked for me the past 3 years and was without question one of the most talented and impressive people that I've known in my 40 years at LSU. And all that time, I've had a lot of great kids. I don't work there for the money, I promise you. But in that time, I've had a lot of great kids work for me at the swine barn and thereafter. And it's hard, you know, when you think about all the people you know. You can't buy them all graduation gifts. And you can't go to all their weddings when they eventually marry. But I told my wife, I said, this kid's so special. I will be there when she gets married. I don't care where it's at. Jackie was such a rare person that had the personality and the warming smile and vibrance to get along with anyone she met. And you guys know, those of you that knew, know that about her. She always excelled academically and was involved in many leadership roles at Oklahoma State University. She was known as one of the most outstanding students with not only the Animal Science Department at Oklahoma State, but the Ag Communications Department as well. For those of you that weren't blessed to know Jackie like I did, I'd like to tell you the words that I think describe her best. Genuine, passionate, selfless, dedicated, hardworking, extremely talented, caring to others, and a true friend that you could count on. My son is a student at Oklahoma State University, the same age as Jackie. He's in his 4th year of college. He probably only had about 2 more to go when Jackie was about ready to wrap up her college in 4 years, as we would have expected. Now, he is an athlete that only takes 12 hours a semester, okay, so they don't get on quite as rapid a pace as the non-athletes. But as a freshman, I remember he called me and he was challenged with a class, and Jackie was there working for me at the time, and she helped him. You know, she met him and she helped him with whatever class it was. It was accounting or something that, you know, he's learned how to adapt to, but she was helpful. She was always there regardless, and I was trying to be there for her if she had a problem or needed anything at all. Outstanding students are what we're the proudest of at Oklahoma State, and Jackie set a very high standard for others to follow. She had friends and admirers with the faculty and the student body, and just, you would never hear anybody say a bad word about Jackie Powell. What have we learned from Jackie? I hope that we at Oklahoma State University have learned that as staff and faculty and administration that we never really know what might be on a student's mind, and to always challenge and mentor and motivate our students with love and encouragement. I hope we've learned to be kind and love one another, to challenge ourselves to be that change you want to see in this world, to be that friend to listen and encourage. You never know who you might help. Jackie was a great role model and positive influence that touched many lives and will always be in our thoughts and prayers. I love Jackie like one of my own kids or grandkids. My life was truly blessed by knowing Jackie Bauer. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Jim. At this time now, I want to ask Leslie to come up. She wants to say a few words.
First, I want to say thank you to everyone for coming today. The love and the support from the community has been both humbling and so overwhelming. I can never express how much your support has meant to us during one of the hardest times of our lives. There's so much that I could say today, but my message today is similar to the one that my friend Meredith shared on social media. I had already written this when she shared her video, but I think it's a message that bears repeating often. I wish I could be more. That was something Jackie shared in her last letter to us. Jackie excelled in everything she did, but in her head, it was never good enough. She held a high bar for herself. Jackie was born with a speech articulation disorder. She spent her elementary school years in speech therapy, both through the school system and also privately. When she was selected to speak at her middle school moving on ceremony, I was over the moon. I thought overcoming the speech challenge was huge, but for her, it was not enough. It seemed like that was just the beginning. Jackie went to her dream college. She was studying both agriculture, communications, and animal science, along with a German minor. She worked on the university farm, which she loved, sometimes working even 40 hours a week. She got scholarships. She served on the Team Purebred Junior Board. She was president of her college chapter of Ag Communicators of Tomorrow. She had great internship experiences. She had, including the internship with John Deere this past summer, which led to a dream job offer for Jackie from John Deere. But none of that was enough. And all of that was just her college career. I won't even talk about all of her accomplishments throughout high school and her 4-H years. Although there were so many, they still didn't seem to be enough. She amazed me. She never stopped. I would get tired watching her. I always worried that one day she would crash and burn from exhaustion, but I never could have seen or predicted this. To say we were blindsided is a huge understatement. Upon reflection, the one thing I know is that Jackie was never comfortable in her own skin. She was never skinny enough. Her feet were too big. She could never get her hair just right. Her teeth weren't white enough. She spent way too long doing makeup. She didn't have the right clothes. The list goes on. I think these are things many of us can identify with, and there are times that many of us can feel this way in life. She could never see that it was all enough. She couldn't see the lives she touched or the impact she had on others. We couldn't see the demons that she fought every day. Her pursuit of perfection spiraled and consumed her. And then one day, all of these thoughts led her to make a very terrible, irreversible decision. I'm here today to tell each one of you that you're enough. No matter what your place in life, God gave you your purpose, and that's enough. Please let everyone in your lives know that they're enough. I don't know how to get this message through to people, but somehow we have to get through. We can't continue to lose the lives of the great people that we love because they feel that they were not enough, or because they wish that they could be more. Thank you all.
Now, at this time, I was going to ask Andy if you want to say anything.
All right, I want to thank, as well, thank everyone for coming out today. This has been really hard for my family, and I know it's been hard for a lot of you as well. The love and support from all you guys has really, really helped us through this. So it's been a month since Jackie's been gone, and it still feels like it happened yesterday. I'm still in disbelief, I'm heartbroken, I don't know what to say. Yeah. I never thought I'd have to stand up here and be talking about this. I never thought I could cry every day for more than a month. It's hard to imagine a lifetime ahead of me without her. It was hard enough having to say goodbye to her every time she went back to school. It was hard for me to hug her and look at her. I broke down. I miss her. But this goodbye really just leaves an emptiness in my heart. Jackie, my little sister, made a lot of memories together and watched each other grow up. She was always so strong. Strong enough to even beat me up. She was funny. She was independent. And she always stood her ground. And any quality with her I admired. She was beautiful and excelled at everything she did. I would always push her and motivate her because I knew all the potential she had. It's just so upsetting to me to learn that she wasn't able to make herself proud because I've always been such a proud big brother. And always just been so happy to call her my little sister. I couldn't have asked for a better childhood, and really, I wish we never had to grow up. And I especially wish she didn't have to leave me and Neil here to take on the world by ourselves. It's going to be a long, hard life without her. I always imagine her, Neil, and I ruling the world together. And I always look forward to going to her wedding and her coming to mine and meeting her kids and her meeting mine. She always loved little kids. Future family gatherings together, just being able to have her here by my side. These are things I look forward to every day and got me out of bed in the morning. Jackie will be in my heart forever, and I will live the rest of my life knowing she's looking down and giving me guidance like she always did. So with that, I'd like to tell everyone here, make sure you let your loved ones know how much you love them and how important they are to you. I would give literally anything to have her here again, or just to be able to talk to her and hug her one more time. I always want everyone to know that it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to not tell anybody about it. This is something that's obviously serious, and many people deal with it, and it's something you can talk about to people, and you can get help. And you can talk to a friend, parent, and you can talk to your big brother about it. I hope you all know how important you are and how much this life would suck without you. I can't imagine what could be so bad in someone's life that ever comes to misery for everyone else having to live without you. So, Jackie, I hope you know how big of an impact you have made on this earth. I will forever cherish the memories we made together, and I look forward to seeing you again someday. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. And Jamie wanted me to read a poem. It reads, called Safely Home. It reads, I am in heaven, dear ones, oh so happy and so bright, there is perfect joy and beauty and everlasting light. All the pain and grief is over, every restless toss and pass. I am now at peace forever, safely home in heaven at last. Did you wonder, I so calmly trod the valley of the shade, all but Jesus' love illuminated every dark and fearful glade. And he came himself to meet me, and that way so hard to tread, and with Jesus' arm to lean on, could I have one more doubt or dread? Then you must not grieve so sorely, for I love you dearly still. Try to look beyond earth's shadows, pray to trust our Father's will. There's work still waiting for you, so you must not idly stand. Do it now, while life remains. You shall rest in Jesus' land. When that work is all completed, he will gently call you home. All the rapture of that meeting, all the joy to see you come. May God's comfort and care be with you each day, giving you strength every step of the way.
Thank you, Andy. Now at this time, I'd like to ask Keith Olin to come and say a prayer for us.
May we all please bow our heads. Lord God, our Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us together today. We are here to thank you for Jackie. Please take her in your warm embrace. Show her love and let her soul know peace. For our part, we are all suffering in some way. Please help us to heal our shattered hearts, minds, and spirits. Please help us to find peace with things that we will never understand. And please forgive us when we curse you or our loved ones in our pain and suffering. Please help us to support each other and strengthen each other. Guide us out of the darkness to see the good and to know laughter and joy again in our hearts. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Keith. Now at this time, Kathy Johnson has a few words.
For those of you who don't know me, I am the Director of the Agriculture Business Development for Economic Development here in Howard County. I stand before you today to honor the life and memory of Jackie Bauer, who in every way was an extraordinary person. As we grieve the loss of this young woman, I hope we can take some time at this moment to celebrate her life and recall fondly our memories. Life is not measured by one moment in time, and so I want to remember the many moments I shared with Jackie and the entire Bauer family. I was truly blessed to have the Bauer family come into my life and am very thankful for their friendship. I am even more thankful that they were willing to share Jackie with me. I had the privilege of having Jackie serve as an intern 3 different times during her high school and college years. While the poor girl had no idea what she was getting into, she embraced her role with her usual commitment, energy, and enthusiasm. She brought so much to her role, and I believe she was happy and found joy in her many endeavors. What started as a professional association grew into so much more because of who Jackie was. You see, Jackie was a phenomenal young lady, always smiling, laughing, and cheering people up. Her passion for agriculture, her quick smile and wit, and her concerns for others made it easy to love her. Jackie became my friend, and confident, and as close as a daughter as I could imagine having. Because of Jackie's passion for the agriculture industry, she became very involved in 4-H, where she held leadership roles, and she competed in livestock judging and at the National Livestock Skill-a-thon. She was an honor student in high school. She played on the volleyball team. She served as Miss Howard County Farm Bureau, and she served on Team Purebred and the National Junior Swine Association. While at Oklahoma State University, she was active in Black and Bridle, the Swine Club, was a tutor, and served as president of the Agriculture Communicators. She She also did an internship with the Sandbox Agency and most recently John Deere. She was a very accomplished young woman. While at Oklahoma State University, Jackie and I would talk about the direction her future would go in, her classes and internship opportunities. I encouraged Jackie to look outside of Howard County, to spread her wings and grow in her knowledge, much to her dad's upset. I knew that Jackie would make an impact wherever she went, and she always strived to be better and help more. Jackie would have me promise her each time, before she agreed to take on these internships, to watch out for her family and the agriculture community here. Her passion for agriculture was genuine, and it reminded me of and refueled my passion for an industry that we both wanted to help. Somehow Jackie always knew when the fight was going out of me. I think her dad may have had something to do with that. And she would call out of the blue to remind me I wasn't fighting alone. Our conversations not only focused on how we wanted to help the industry we love, but also on our family, friends, and daily struggles, because Jackie did have a huge heart. When Jackie would come home from school, she would save a little time to visit with me, but I was just one of many she would make time for, because every person that Jackie met became special to her. There wasn't a child that she wouldn't befriend. Jackie also loved sharing the agriculture story with elementary students and made that a goal while she was Miss Howard County Farm Bureau. She succeeded in her mission, and some of her legacy lies with the students she inspired. In this world, we celebrate life and we fear death, except maybe for the very ill and the very old. There we may ask for death to come and take them so they no longer suffer. In Jackie's case, no one wanted her life to be cut short. We mourn her passing and grieve with her family, but Jackie's loving and giving spirit will never be forgotten, and it will carry on in all of us that she has touched. She will be greatly missed, but never forgotten. And lastly, I ask you to remember that each of you are worthy. You are enough, good enough, and strong enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Now at this time, I'm going to ask my wife, Chris, and Mandy, who works for us. They are going to say a poem, A Child of Mine by Edgar Albert Getz.
I will lend you for a little time, a child of mine who said, for you to love the while she lives and mourn for when she's dead. It may be 6 or 7 years, or 22 or 3, but will you, till I call her back, take care of her for me? She'll bring her charms to gladden you, and should her stay be brief, you will have her lovely memories as solace for your grief. I cannot promise she will stay, since all from earth return, but there are lessons taught down there I want this child to learn. I've looked the wide world over in search for teachers true, and from the throngs that crowd life's lanes, I have selected you.
Now will you give her all your love, nor think the labor vain, nor hate me when I come to take her home again. I fancied that I heard them say, Dear Lord, thy will be done. For all the joys thy child shall bring, the risk of grief will run. We'll shelter her with tenderness, we'll love her while we may, and for the happiness we've known, forever grateful stay. But should the angels call for her much sooner than we've planned, we'll brave the bitter grief that comes and try to understand.
time, then let's say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever now and forever. Amen. The family would love to hear all your stories of Jackie. So we have a memory book on the table, and there's sheets of paper. We encourage all of you to add your story to the book. You can take a sheet with you, or you can leave it here for the book if you can fill it out. But we do want to hear from everybody, but we can't do it all today. And at this time, then, I just want to thank each and every one of you again for being here. Please stay around. Share your stories of Jackie and the Bauer family with each other and all of us. I know it's a little crowded in here, but there is food. And we just really appreciate each and every one of you being here.